Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel. It's been quite a hectic week, you guys. It was a snowstorm and I didn't know there was gonna be a snowstorm. I woke up and I was like, oh, let me go buy my son his formula, and it was snowing and everything was shut down. Literally, I could not even see outside my window. That's how bad the snow was. So thankfully I had enough for the rest of the day. And then the following morning, I decided to, I made the last bottle that I had, and he drank only half of it, and I brought the other half with me to the store. So what I did was, in the mornings, I usually take the puppy out for a walk. So I push the stroller and have the puppy, and then we take the puppy for a walk, and he does his business, and we come back to the house. But, I brought my bag with me, and I'm like, okay, let's quickly go to the grocery store, get the baby formula, walk the puppy, take the puppy in the car and the baby, head to the grocery store. And now my son takes a nap around 10:30 a.m. every morning. So around this time, it's like 10 a.m. So we're still good. Get to the grocery store. I quickly grab the formula, and then I pay and I rush out to the car because, I don't want him falling asleep in the car. I just rather he sleeps in the house. I try to open the door, you guys, the car door, and it's locked. I'm already having this anxiety attack, of just feeling so overwhelmed. Normally I order his food online, it was just, again, one of those things that my brain has been malfunctioning lately. So, and to think for a living, I organize people's lives and I can't even get myself together nowadays. It just goes to show you what kind of just emotional state that I'm in. And I can appreciate that, I can accept that that's what's going on. So in trying to rectify that, I end up at 10:15-ish outside my car. It's freezing. I have a baby. I'm holding him. I didn't take out the stroller from the car, so I'm holding the baby. And there's a panicking dog in the car, and I'm trying to open the car door, and it's locked. Now, my car does not lock if there's a key next to the car, or in the car for that matter, unless you press the lock button from inside. So in Lily, my puppy's panic, she must have pressed the lock button and it locked the car. So now I'm running back to the store so I can be somewhere warm. I can call, my insurance so that they can bring roadside assistance. They do. And, roadside assistance sends me a text message that says they're not going to be there for another hour. The baby's now starting to get hungry, you guys. I had the formula that I had purchased. I went back into the grocery store. I grabbed a new bottle. I grabbed a bottle of the water, the distilled water, and right there, I just rinsed the bottle up and I just made a bottle. It was such a mess. I mean, you need to heat up the freaking water before you make the formula anyway. But at that point in time, I was not going to have my son screaming, and I didn't care what everybody was thinking. They're just looking at me like, what is going on with this crazy woman? And I was able to go by the pharmacy. They had seats there because I think they vaccinate people at the pharmacies that are in the grocery store. So I sat down and I just fed him, and I sat there with him, and he looks at me and he starts drinking his milk, and I'm like, oh my God. So obviously now I'm having a full-on anxiety attack. I'm trying to keep it together, because you don't want to transfer that energy to the child. And oh my God. I mean, it was such a mess. It was such a mess, you guys. All eventually kind of worked out. I got back in the car. The roadside assistant person came. It wasn't even 2 minutes. He pumped whatever they pump into the door, and the door opened, and the keys and the dog. And I got in the car. I put the baby in his car seat. The car seat faces backwards. It's in the back. So he starts to cry, and I open one of these waffle things that, I don't know, the teething waffle cake things that melt in their mouth when they put it in the mouth. So it's nothing that, it's not much of a hazard, So while I'm driving, he's crying. So I just I reach back and I hand over the waffle teething thing to him. And, I drive for 2 minutes and I'm like, he's pretty quiet back there, So I panic because, I'm doing baby-led weaning. And what I know about that is when a child is eating something and he just suddenly goes silent, chances are it could be choking. And I can't even see him because I'm driving. The car seat is facing backwards. So I quickly pull over to the side of the road. At this time, I lost it. Like, I'm running to the back of the car because I'm sure I have killed the baby with the teething waffle. Oh my goodness. I get to the back of the car and the child is sleeping because it is past his nap time. Simple as that. I don't know. It's one day at a time, you guys. It's one day at a time, but it is a lot. It is a lot. And I am appreciative for the awareness and the steps that I'm taking every day to kind of try and be present. But it's a lot. It's a lot trying to figure out how to be this responsible person and be responsible for someone else. And he's crying right now. Okay, let's try and see if I can finish this with my son here. If he's not stripping me naked while I'm talking. Anyway, I was saying before he woke up that, I'm taking it one day at a time. It's obviously a lot. And I'm trying to redirect my career in a way where I can be here for him. Take control of my time and, give the time to myself as well. Just to gather myself, because at this point, this cannot go on. It was also one of those weeks where all the appointments, all the doctor's appointments, back to back. I had hurt my finger, I had trigger finger and I needed to go get a cortisone shot on my thumb. It was messy. And of course, you're not gonna let me finish this, are you? Oh my God, I'm laughing because, what are you gonna do? Yeah, back to back. And one of my OBGYN, she's been with me through the journey. She's like, you gotta see someone, you gotta talk to somebody. and the thing about it is, I know that it is important to seek counseling in these situations. But I'm just wondering how much of it has to do with, we know it's overwhelming to have a child, more so than just, a personalized version of, so you're transitioning your entire life. You didn't just have a baby and, going back to your, to your day-to-day work and try to balance that out. You are just doing a whole overhaul of your entire life, so that's basically where I'm at with it. Like, the new person that I'm gonna see, I just don't want it to be like, oh, it's overwhelming, having a baby is overwhelming. I don't want to hear that. I know it's, having a baby is a lot. I'm hoping, they said the person that they're recommending to me is really great. And I just hope that we are a match, because it's just, I got a whole lot coming at them. I have a whole lot, especially just being in a space where I am completely turning my entire life around, in a sense that nothing I'm about to do is familiar. And I'm going to be doing this unfamiliar thing with a baby, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge that I feel like I have to tackle. This cannot continue. I cannot add a baby to the life that I have. I cannot add a baby to the type of career that I have. So as a result, I have to kind of pivot. I have to pivot because, something's got to change. And again, I'm grateful that I have that opportunity and I have the privilege to be able to say, you know what, I have a particular skill set. I have, I have that option. I have that option to start over, albeit in a new country, new continent, new, totally new environment. I'm capable of doing that, and uh, I guess it's just another phase. It's another phase to go through, and I'm praying that the decision that I'm taking is what's best. I mean, I can feel it in my gut that it is. Hi, Bunny. Um, but it's just like the way it pertains to risks. They're gonna be very calculated when it comes to dragging a child along with you. Yeah, all right, guys. I gotta stop recording now. It's very late. You should be asleep, and I haven't. I need to give him a bath, and I need to finish running the laundry. The load of laundry that I have, I need to transfer it over to the dryer. Guys, how do y'all do this with maybe they help, right? Partners help. Like, don't you have to go ahead and take care of the partner as well and be a good wife and take care of the in-laws? And would this have been better if there was a husband involved here? Do people who have husbands don't get overwhelmed? I don't know. I don't want to blame things on dudes because I know most of them do the bare minimum anyway. They end up becoming like a second child. So I don't know, but how do you do it? I mean, how do you have more than one child? Somebody tell me that. How do you have more than one child? Okay, guys. Thank you all for just being here to listen. This channel isn't about anything in particular. I'm just venting. And I hope some moms can relate and kind of give me some words of wisdom and comfort during this hard time. All right, guys, let me go be a mom, okay? Yeah, I know I look like a hot mess. It is what it is for now, so deal with it. I gotta give the baby a bath. Okay, guys, bye.